What's up, guys? I'm back again. The scene's very different. Back in my house, I got my socks on, got Ben behind the camera, I'm in front of the camera, and we're here recording again something that I hope you can resonate with, that I hope you can relate to, and that I hope empowers you in one way or another. And with this lifetime principle, it's different because it's not related to a theme of the month or anything that has happened in terms of what we're doing with Wisdom and Knowledge, but it's more so related to what I've learned myself. And 10 days ago, I was able to celebrate my 21st birthday, and I just want to share what I've learned in the last year before turning 21. Like, turning 21, I'm so grateful for. Many people don't see 18, many people don't see 16, but I was able to see 21, and I'm celebrating it, and I'm taking so much pride in it because, again, many people don't get to see that sort of an age. And for me, in the year before I turned 21, I learned so many things. And I remember this is one of the things that I learned. And I was with one of my friends called Ruben, and we were walking home after I spoke at a gig from Nadine Dash. Nadine Dash did a I Am Potential event, and I was grateful enough to speak there. And we were walking back after that, and Ruben was like, Dan, like, I've seen something changing. And I was like, what was that? And he said, excuse my French, he said, Dan, you just don't give a fuck anymore. And at first I was like, okay, cool, what are you talking about? And he said, like, there are certain things that if you don't want to do, like, you just won't do it. And I want you guys to understand that with me, I'm someone who, I like to protect my peace. And if you want to find any sort of personal happiness, any sort of personal contentment, I need you to protect your peace. I need you to protect your space. I need you to be very critical. I need to be very cutthroat about the things that you do, the things that you say, the people that you surround yourself with. I need you to be very diligent about what you as an individual allow yourself to be put around. And when Ruben said this to me, he went on to say that, like, Dan, there are some places that if you just don't want to go to, you just won't go. And I want you guys to have that same sort of mindset of don't tolerate what you don't like. Too many people, they live in a world where they try and meet the demands of everyone. Too many people are trying to tolerate everything when they, in actual fact, they don't even like the things that they're tolerating. They're just doing it for tolerating's sake. And I'm a type of person where if I don't want to go to a place, if I don't want to be around a certain group of people, I will not force myself to do so. Why? Because I've got a new sense of contentment in myself. I've got a new sense of respect for myself as well, that if I don't like, if there's a place or if there's a group of people that will bring me down or that I just don't want to be around, I won't put myself there. I won't force myself to be there. And it's nothing personal, but it is personal in the sense of, for me, it just won't gel with me. For me, it's just not productive for myself. For me, it's just not what I want to do. And many people, they do things to meet the demands of other people, and they do things to tolerate the status quo. And I want to challenge you guys to, like Ruben said, to not give a fuck anymore. I want to challenge you guys to come to a newfound contentment in yourself and a newfound respect for yourself, that if there's something that you don't like, you don't force yourself to do it. Like, there are numerous events, that there are numerous people that come in and out of your life, that if you don't want to be around them, don't force yourself to be around them. Protect your peace and learn to be just more self-respectful to who you are, in the sense of you don't put yourself in places where you don't really want to be. Like, for me, this past year before I turned 21, I really had to understand, and I really had to grow myself, that Daniel, learn how to be smart about what you do. Again, I'm going into something different. Like, for me, I used to always think working hard is the best thing to do, doing things hard is the best thing to do. But in actual fact, some people that work hard are people that don't really know what they're working for. Like, they're just working hard and they're just trying to do everything just to tick all the boxes, and that doesn't always work. Like, I've learned that you need to know yourself, and this is why I say protect your peace. This is why I say learn to stop giving a fuck, so you can know yourself. Like, know yourself. Like, when you know yourself, you know what you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate. You know what you want to put yourself around and what you don't want to put yourself around. And many people that don't know themselves, they put themselves around any and everything because they're trying to fill that void that is missing. But that void isn't really a void. The void is just a sense of unrealization, if that's a word. I don't know if it's a word. Google it, put in the comments and let me know if it is a word. I don't know if it is or isn't. But people that don't know themselves, they try and fill the void by doing everything and anything. And for me, I had to do a lot of self-reflection. I had to understand that, Daniel, you really need to look into yourself before you can change what's outside of yourself. And when I say work smart, I mean understand what works for you. I mean understand that your chapter 7 is totally different to someone else's chapter 21. I mean understand that you don't always have to do everything, but you just have to do what you need. Like I remember I was telling Ben in the car before we came here, I said like, there are so many people that just try and do everything. Try and work hard and try and do everything. Try to tick all the boxes, and don't get me wrong, working hard is something that you have to do in life. Like you'll never get anything great staying in your comfort zone, but you have to be smart about how you work. And it's better to be smart than it is to just work hard, because you can work hard and you can burn yourself out. Or you can be smart and you can know which battles that you need to fight. Do you know what I mean? So again, for me, I've learned in this past year that as an individual, for you to grow, you need to really look into yourself. As an individual, for you to grow, you really need to have that personal development. You really need to come to an understanding of what works for you. Like I keep going back to this whole what works for you and self-realization, because until that stage in my life, I was doing anything and everything. Until that stage in my life, every call that I get would be a call that I would pick up. But now I'm at a point in my life where not every call has to be answered. Like I've realized that not everyone's WhatsApp online for you. Like it's crazy, it's cliche. Like some people might not get it, but when I say not everybody's WhatsApp online for you, just because you message someone and they're WhatsApp online doesn't mean they're gonna message you back straight away. And what that means in the sense of personal development is that just because something is happening doesn't mean you have to always do that thing. Don't get caught by the cheese in life. Don't get caught with what's happening. Don't get caught with the temporary glitters. Don't get caught with what's shining at the moment. Understand that your plan is different to any and everybody else's. Understand that you have to be critical about the things that you place around yourself. Again, for my 21st, I was very critical about the people that I invited, about the people that came, because why? Like, not everybody that's on your side is for your side. Like, I'm very, very black and white. Like, I'm very, very cutthroat about things, and just because you're around me doesn't mean you're for me. And many people, they get caught by the cheese that because they've got people around them, they automatically think those people are for them, but that's not always the case. You have to be critical about the people that you surround yourself with, and you have to know the people that you surround yourself with as well. So I want to challenge you guys to be critical about the people that you surround yourself with. I want to challenge you guys to not always pick up a call just because you receive a call. Like, you don't always have to do that. Like, just because things are happening doesn't mean you always have to do those things. Protect your peace. Like, to a certain extent, you have to learn how to be selfish with yourself. Like, if you're never selfish, you'll never grow. Like, if you're never selfish, you'll never have the time or the energy to work on yourself, because you've exhausted, is that the word? I don't know. But you've used all that energy trying to meet the demands of all other people. Like, learn to be selfish so you can find happiness in yourself. Learn to be selfish so you can grow as an individual. And I've learned to do that. Again, hear me out, guys. When you go through this phase of finding this selfishness, wow, I like that. But when you go through that phase, not everybody's going to understand it. It's like when you go through that phase of growing as an individual, or growing to pursue something that you want to pursue, you'll have those people that say, but why quit your job to fulfill your business idea? Why do that? Why go down that route? Why don't you just, it's safer just to have a job. You're also going to have people that will say certain things about you just having a sense of selfishness, about you having a sense of, this is my time, this is my life. I don't always have to give everything to everyone else. Like, I was listening to a speaker and she said that what's in your cup is for yourself, but what overflows is for everybody else. But your cup can't overflow without it first being full. If you want to give to other people, you have to understand that you must first be content in yourself. I say, first take care of the home before you impress the streets. Like, so when I say this, I don't mean be selfish and don't speak to your friends and don't go out with your friends and don't socialize. What I mean is, there's a time and a place for everything. Don't try and fill a void externally if you haven't looked into yourself internally to try and fill that void. And for me, myself, I just had to give myself more time. I had to be very critical about the places that I was going to and the people that I surrounded myself with, purely because, like, I think everybody has this. There are some places that people go to and some people that surround themselves with certain people and they just don't want to be there. Like, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's been in the midst of people or been to a place where they don't really want to be, but they're just there for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean? And I don't like that feeling, because it's like my mind is on other things. It's like you'll have an event or you'll have a plan to go out somewhere, but your mind will be on working on your craft, or your mind will be on this essay or that exam or revision, or you have work the next morning or something else. Like, your mind just won't be there, and you can't enjoy yourself in that moment because your mind is somewhere else. That's what I mean. Like, don't put yourself in a place where your mind won't be as well. I always like to play present with everything that I do. So if I'm in a place, I want to make sure that my mind, my soul, my body is in that place so I can enjoy it to the fullest, and I don't want to be in a place that I don't really want to be in. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I really want to stress to you guys the importance of finding selfishness, to finding self-realization so you can have self-growth. Like, for me, again, I had to really be critical. Like, this whole year is about being critical about the things that I've done and in comparison to the things that I want to do. And I feel like everybody has to have a stage of self-reflection so they can have a stage of self-growth. And for me, it came in numerous ways. It came in enjoying myself a lot more. Like, I was sharing this, and I remember, like, early last year, my mum was out with my sister. My sister called me and my sister said, "Daniel, come and own your mum. I don't know what she's doing." And I was like, "What do you mean?" So I got the phone to my mum, and my mum was like, "Daniel, I want to buy this." And I said, "Mum, like, why do you want to buy this? Like sometimes there are some things that you don't need in this world that you just want." And I was like, "Mum, like, we don't really need this." And she was like, "Listen, son, like, I've been working so hard that I just want to enjoy myself." And I was like, "Man, just for that, like, do whatever it is that you, like, if that's what you want to buy, go and buy it." And the reason why I'm sharing this to you is because too many people try and live a life where they never really enjoy themselves, but they save to enjoy themselves, but they never really pay to enjoy themselves. Like, I used to have this thing where I'm all about saving and I'm all about keeping things, I'm all about the future, but the present is the only time that I'm more alive. So why not enjoy myself in the moment? Why not take that trip that you've always wanted to take? Why not buy that dress? Why not buy those pair of jeans? Why not buy those shoes? Like, why not do the things that make you happy? Like, sometimes we don't always have to think about the future goals, because the future goals are still in the future. Why don't you just embrace the present? And I learned that from my mum. I learned to enjoy myself a lot more. If I want to eat at Five Guys, I'm going to go and eat at Five Guys. Coach, please don't message me. I'm in the season right now, so please don't message me. I'm joking. But like, what I mean to say is I'm just going to enjoy myself a little bit. I'm going to live a little and laugh a little more as well. I posted that on Wisdom and Knowledge like during the week. Like, I just want to, I was telling Ben that, man, like, I don't want to look back and be like, I missed out on the youth. And so for me, now I've just learned to enjoy myself a lot more. If I want to buy something that I really, really want, I'm going to do it. Why? Because if I die, the money doesn't come with me. Like, don't die and have all the what ifs die with you. The saying's very well known that the richest place in the world isn't in the banks, it's not the White House, it's not the Queen's Palace, but the richest place in the world is the graveyards, because that's where people who had dreams of becoming footballers, people who had aspirations of wanting to sing, people who had the ideas of wanting to start their own business, they never did so they died with those dreams. That's the richest place in the world, and I never want to have that with me. I never want to die with what ifs. I want to live a life of I did buy these pair of shoes because I really love them. I did go on holiday. I did explore the world. Like, there are so many people that want to explore the world, but they're scared to because of X, Y, and Z. And again, I'm not telling you to now quit your job and make yourself unstable in life and etc., etc. But I'm telling you to live a little, whether it's doing something small. I don't know what it is that you want to do in your life that is very small. Maybe some people just want, like, I bought a PS4. I haven't owned a game console since the PlayStation 2, do you know what I mean? But I wanted to live a little. I thought, why not? Like, I want to play Madden, I want to play 2K. I haven't played a games console since like 2008. Like, I haven't owned a games console since the PS2, do you know what I mean? And again, this year I just thought, I wanted to live a little, man. Let me get a PS4, it's the summertime. Let me play. Like, I've only played the PS4 like 3 times, and I've had it for like the past 6 months or so, or like 4 months. But that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is I'm living a little, I'm enjoying myself, and I want you guys to also have that sort of mentality. Live life, but laugh more. Like, enjoy what you do the things that make you happy. But you can only do these things by protecting your peace. You can only do these things by having a sense of selfishness where you don't act on life because of what other people are doing around you. You act on life because it's what you want to do. Like, there are some times where you may have to say no to friends. There are some times where you just can't go to that birthday celebration. There are some times where you can't go to that event. There are some times where you just have to sacrifice the pleasure of now for the success of tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? And for me, I've had to do that myself. I've had to look at myself now. Like, it's very hard to say no. We're in a generation where it's very easy to just say yes out of feelings, but we have to grow in ourselves to learn when to say no, and to know what to say no for. Do you know what I mean? Like, so with myself, I've learned when to say no to things, because there are things which are just sometimes maybe more important, or if I say yes to this, it will put me back in a sense. But again, I might be going off topic and I might be yapping and talking, but the message that I'm trying to bring across to you guys is find your selfishness. Find a place where you can protect your peace. Find a place where you can enjoy yourself a little bit more with life, because this is the youngest you'll ever be and the oldest you've ever been. Like, enjoy the now. Enjoy whatever it is that you want to do. Don't feel like you're inclined to do anything that you don't want to do. Don't feel like you're forced to do anything that you don't want to do. Have the guts to say no to things that you don't want to do as well. Learn not to give a fuck. Like, again, excuse my French, but Ruben said it best. He said, Dan, you just don't really give a fuck anymore. Like, if you don't want to be somewhere, you'll find, and again, I'm not saying be rude. Like, it's just loving yourself a little bit more. Like, you'll find a way of being respectful and saying no, because you know that there are other things that you just need to do. Again, not everyone's going to understand it, but those that do understand it, keep them close to you, because they understand the sacrifice that you're making. But yeah, this lifetime principle is just me being grateful for seeing 21 and me sharing to you guys what I've learned in the year leading up to 21. And yeah, just real mad grateful. With the lifetime principles, I'm enjoying everything that's happened, and I appreciate the support through everything. We will be taking a step back with the lifetime principles. Again, I want to build something so I can speak on something. You don't read an empty book. There has to be a story in a book for you to read. There has to be a story in a book for you to tell. And I feel like in myself, again, I don't need to say this publicly, but I feel like I want to, so you guys know what I'm doing, and it's building a story for me to tell. I've enjoyed the Lifetime Principles. Again, I'm going into my second year of uni. I'm working. I'm still pursuing my goals through track and field and athletics that I hold so close to my heart. Like, there's a lot that's happening in my life right now. Wisdom and knowledge is still going to be there, but we'll be taking a step back with the Lifetime Principles, so we can bring you more Lifetime Principles when the time is right. We'll be delving into the archives and past Lifetime Principles to still bring back, but for the time being, we'll be working hard in silence so that when the time is right, the success can make the noise. And I appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. There might be something different that pops up, like the next notification that you get after this might not even be a Lifetime Principle. It might be a spoken word. It might be, and I'm not trying to give too much away, but it might be something different. We're delving into new things. I'm going to speak to Ben. I'm going to speak to the support system around me about what's best to do next. I've had ideas about what's next, but we're going to be working. Like, don't think that our absence is going to be in vain. We'll definitely be working, and we'll definitely be coming back with something even better. We have to innovate what we do. Like, you have to change what you do for the change the results that you get. And I want more people to be inspired. I want more people to hear the Lifetime Principles and the stories that I have to tell. So in order to do that, we've got to change. I've got to change what we do. Ben has to change what he does. It's a change thing. Like, life is about continuous change, so we just got to change, and find something to meet the demand. So yeah, I appreciate all the support that's happened thus far. We'll definitely be back. Continue striving, continue working hard, continue chasing whatever it is that you want to chase. Continue being a risk taker. Continue living the life that you want to live, and most of all, continue writing your own story. And I will see you next time.